What would happen if you stopped trying to be interesting, stopped trying to say the right thing, and simply responded to what's actually happening right in front of you? What might emerge if you temporarily suspended your personality and allowed yourself to be completely present with another human being? How might your life transform if you could access this state of authentic presence, not just occasionally, but consistently? I'm Mark Roach, and welcome back to Transcendent. In our last episode, we explored how much of our daily life is actually a performance, a series of conditioned patterns that we mistake for our authentic selves. Today, we're diving into a powerful tool for breaking through these patterns, the Meisner repetition exercise. For over 30 years, I've studied various acting techniques, but none has revealed more about human behavior than Sanford Meisner's approach. What makes Meisner's work so revolutionary isn't that it teaches you how to act, it teaches you how to stop acting and start responding truthfully, even within fictional scenarios. Let me show you the foundation of this work. The repetition exercise begins with two people facing each other. One person makes a simple factual observation about the other, something that they can see. For example, you're wearing a blue shirt, and then the other person repeats this exact phrase back, I'm wearing a blue shirt. This continues with each person repeating what was just said to them. It sounds simple, even boring, but something remarkable begins to happen after a few minutes. Without planning or forcing anything, the repetitions naturally begin to change as people respond to subtle shifts in each other's delivery. You're wearing a blue shirt. I'm wearing a blue shirt. You are wearing a blue shirt. I am wearing a blue shirt. You're smiling at me. I'm smiling at you. You're really smiling at me now. Well, the first time I experienced this exercise in depth, I was stunned at what emerged. After about 20 minutes of repetition with my partner, I suddenly felt a wave of emotion I hadn't accessed in years. The protective layers that I'd built up, the performance of strength, of having it all together, temporarily dissolved. What emerged wasn't weakness, as I'd feared, but a profound connection to myself and my partner. I wasn't performing anger or confidence or charm. I was simply present, responding truthfully to what was happening in the moment. It was terrifying and liberating simultaneously. This experience helped me understand how my childhood trauma had led me to construct elaborate performances to protect myself. The anger I channeled on the football field, the charm that I used in social situations, even the spiritual seeker identity that I adopted, all sophisticated ways of avoiding genuine vulnerability and presence. From a neuroscience perspective, what happens during repetition is fascinating. The exercise systematically deactivates the default mode network, the brain region responsible for self-referential thinking and planning. As repetition continues, participants enter a state of heightened presence where the prefrontal cortex, our internal critic and censor, become less dominant. Moran Cerf's research shows that our conscious explanations often have little to do with our actual responses. The repetition exercise bypasses the explanatory mind to access genuine reactions. It creates what neuroscientists call cognitive disinhibition, a temporary suspicion of the brain's filtering mechanisms. The state of presence is precisely what Gurdjieff and Ouspensky were pointing to with their practice of self-observation. Gurdjieff taught that most humans exist in a state of identification, completely merged with their thoughts, emotions, and sensations, without any separation or awareness. The repetition exercise creates what Gurdjieff would call divided attention. You're simultaneously engaged in the interaction while observing yourself within it. This divided attention is the foundation of consciousness beyond mechanical patterns. Though, or through the lens of human design, the repetition exercise is particularly powerful because it bypasses the mind's authority and connects you to directly connects you with your body's intelligence. For emotional authorities in human design, it allows emotions to flow without the usual pressure to figure them out. For sacral authorities in human design, it reveals genuine yes-no responses beneath the social conditioning. For splenic authorities in human design, it accesses immediate knowing without mental interference. Regardless of your type, repetition temporarily suspends the not self mind's dominance. That's the part that betrays your authentic self. And it allows your true authority to emerge and help you make decisions aligned with that true authority or your authentic self. What makes this work so transformative is that it often reveals aspects of ourselves that Jung would call shadow or disowned parts of our personality that we've pushed into unconsciousness. It can be scary. They can be prejudices and they can be biases that we may become more aware of. But in repetition, these shadow elements often emerge spontaneously. A person who identifies as always kind might suddenly access anger, and someone who sees himself as logical might find themselves moved to tears. These moments aren't failures, they're breakthrough opportunities to reclaim disowned aspects of our wholeness. Now, I want to offer you a modified version of this exercise that you can practice at home. Ideally, you'd do this with a partner, but I'll share a solo variation as well. But with a partner, sit facing each other, make eye contact. Begin with a simple factual observation about the other person, and they repeat it back, changing the pronouns as needed. Continue for at least 10 minutes without planning or forcing changes. Allow natural shifts in emotion and emphasis to emerge. And then finally, afterwards, discuss what you noticed about judgment. Well, here's a solo variation. Sit in front of a mirror. Make an observation about yourself. I have brown eyes, for example, and repeat this observation, allowing natural shifts in emphasis and emotion. Continue doing this for 5 to 10 minutes. And notice when you feel authentic versus when you're performing. And then go finally journal about what emerged without analyzing or judging what happened. What makes the repetition exercise so powerful isn't that it teaches you a new skill. It strips away the accumulated layers of performance to reveal what's there, your capacity for authentic presence and response. In our next episode, we'll explore the neural pathway to presence, what happens in your brain during an authentic response, and how understanding these neural mechanisms can accelerate your journey toward authenticity. If this resonates with you, please subscribe and share your experiences in the comments. If you tried the repetition exercise, I'd love to hear what you discovered. Remember, authenticity isn't something you create. It's what remains when you stop performing. Until next time, I'm Mark Roach, wishing you moments of genuine presence in a world of performance.